Here we are.
Monte, here
Hey,
we
hey,
are.
hey. We made it.
How's it going? We made it. We made it. We made it.
It is going on a Monday morning, ready to rock and roll.
That's right. That's right. And what are we doing, Monte? What show is this?
We are on Get Found.
Be seen.
Awesome.
Yes.
Where we bring
How's
you
it-
information on websites and videos and how to be seen and get found on the internet
The right way.
the right way.
That's right. Ooh, I like that. That sounded pretty cool, man.
That was good.
That
Almost
was
like
good.
we practiced it, but we didn't.
Well, we didn't. Hey, with hip hop culture, we call it freestyle.
That's right.
Freestyling. That's
Well,
right.
that's right in that freestyle. That's kind of like imperfect action.
Woo! I love it. And that's what we're talking about today, right?
That is the topic, a hot
Love it.
topic.
Hot topic today. Woo! Well, actually, if anyone's chiming in with us, if you're chiming in with us, let us know where you're chiming in from. Are you chiming in from Texas, from California, from Oregon, from Boston, from Italy, from Australia, wherever you're chiming in from? Let us know.
Tell us where you're at.
That's right. Well, I tell you, this was exciting. I think we should let people know how we got this started and what we're about. What do you think, Monte?
Hey, a little history is always good. A little context.
Little context. I love it. You want to let them know, Monte, or you want me to?
Go ahead and start out, Carl. Give
All
me your
right.
rendition.
I'll give them I know we might have multiple renditions, right?
That's right. Viewpoints.
Well, actually, you came to me and said, "Hey, I want to do a podcast, and I want to do a podcast with you." And I was like, "What? That sounds pretty cool, very interesting." We're it's like we're as far as our personalities, we're different, right? But we're so passionate about what we do and being found and getting seen online. So then we started talking about it more and more, and we actually were accountability partners, and we still are. We help hold each other accountable so we can get stuff done the right way, right?
The right way.
And I was excited. We were both excited, and we're excited. Here we are. We're launching this in an imperfect way. We're like, you know what? Let's just get it done. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about having all our T's crossed and our I's dotted. Get it done and get it out there because there are people out there waiting to be served.
That's
How
right.
does that sound, Monte?
That's awesome. Yep. Not even getting it done, just getting it started.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You took it to another level.
If we do a kind of that 5-step type of an idea, step one's that plan. That's what we did. I contacted you. Well, we'd already been talking a little bit and started that accountability thing, and that's what brought it up. It's like, hey, talking with Carl, things are cool. We have got some good topics. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a long time.
Right.
So why try to figure it out all by myself? Ask my buddy Carl what he thinks. And that's what started it. Just started. That was the plan. Took a little action. That's step 2. I said, hey, Carl, what do you think? Then we're in step 3. That's where we're at right now. Step 3.
Right.
Learn. Do it and learn.
Do it and learn. And that's what I love about you, Monte. You're very practical. I can be practical, but it takes a little more work. I got that right side of my brain, that artistic, woohoo, up in the sky, high in the sky type of mentality. And I love the dream. But like, hey, let's get the practical so we fit each other well, right? We fit well together. So
yeah, because I'm just on the other side of that fence. I'm usually thinking about that practical, logical, orderly type of thing, and the emotional and driven side is a little bit lacking for me. I can be there, but that takes me the effort. So when we mesh together, you highlight that for me and bring it out, and I know that I'm highlighting the analytical side for you and making you stop and think a little bit. Oh, hey, maybe I need to break that down.
Thank you.
It's great. It's awesome.
Thank you. And I need that.
It helps.
Yes. Yeah, we got some people in the house viewing. Welcome to our show.
Welcome.
We'll be doing the show. Welcome every Monday. At what time, Monte?
Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's 10 a.m. Pacific.
Ooh, we gotta take care of our people. We're not just dealing with East Coast, we're dealing with West Coast. We're dealing worldwide, baby.
That's right. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter what time zone it is.
Doesn't matter. So yes, we are rocking. So Monte, what are you thinking? It's this whole thing with just getting things started, taking imperfect action. What comes to mind for you?
Well, this whole podcast idea, I started out by saying, hey, I want to do this. And you're like, okay, let's do it. And then it's like, oh, well, there's all these details. There's all these things, and so we just identified, well, what things do we have to make this happen? Rather than what are all the things that we could have, or what are all the things that would make it perfect? It's like, well, we'll get to that. Right now, though, we need a place to stream it, a thing to record it on, a time that we can both meet together. I don't know. That's about it.
There you go. And good enough for me, man. Here we are. Here we are, baby.
Yeah.
Ready to rock. Ready to rock.
We'll just do this. We're gonna map it out. That's step 4. Map it out. It's like, here's what worked good. Here's what didn't work out so good. Here's what what probably would have been good to have. We'll have that for next time.
Right. Right on. Right on. And I love it. What were you going to say? I love what you said too. You talked about all those steps, like, even having a plan and action and learning and mapping it out. And that's so helpful for me because as far as running a business, even if you do that once, that's a powerful thing. But if you have that as a framework, a system that you can have for your business, you're able to make a lot of impact and you're able to be consistent. And so that starting, if you allow it to, you'll continue with it. And if you continue with it, you just have a whole legacy of what you're doing. And so that was a great concept that you came up with.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I didn't really come up with it, but I'm using it. I mean, I've evolved it to fit my personality style because there's different ways of looking at it and different things work a little differently for different people. But I tried to break it down to be generalized so that you can apply it towards your scenario. You got the basic steps, and some people might have some extra little steps in there, and other people might elaborate on this step or that step. But going back over that, step 1, plan. Got to make your plan. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to have this is what I'm going to do. Not exactly how I'm going to do it, just what I'm going to do. Then you need to take some action.
Right.
And that's that imperfect. Just take some action. Get it going. Whatever it is. And if it doesn't work out that first time, that's fine. You just regroup and try it again. That's the stage 3. That's the learning. Whether you do get it started or you don't get it started, you're learning from that. So that way you can map that out. That step 4 is mapping. You got plan, action, learn, map out. Okay, this is what worked. This is what didn't. So that when I come back around and repeat steps 2, 3, and 4, I'm going to do it a little better. Map that out. Do it a little better. Eventually, you keep doing that. It doesn't matter what it is that you're working on. You'll succeed.
Right. I love it.
Map it out and learn. Map it out and learn.
Right. So we might have in our audience, we might have some people that might be asking, well, Monte, Carl, what does that look like for you? Like if you have a plan, what does a plan look like for you in your business? Like what would you say?
My plans are pretty general. That's that imperfect part because I should say my plans used to be meticulous and extravagant and fully formed and written out. And so therefore I hardly ever did any of them because by the time I got them done, it was too late anyway.
Right.
So now the plan is, my plan is to just get those 3 basics. Some might have 4 or 5, maybe some might have 2, but for the most part, you can break down almost anything into the 3 basic elements that you need to get started. You might not be able to finish with those 3 elements. You might need to gain some more along the way.
Right.
But I mean, that's the adventure. That's your classic RPG adventure game. You start out with a little sword and you go out and you fight the monsters and you get more swords and armor and magic and you get better and better and better as you go because you can't fight the dragon at the end or the evil wizard or whatever until you gain all the skills and equipment.
Right.
That's where I'm at now. I just need a plan. It's like, I know I'm going to need that, but that's up there. I just need to get started.
I love it. And for you, is this something that you write? I know that you use Trello, right? You write it out, and that's the main thing for you.
Yeah, Trello is my sticky note replacement. I
I
used
love
to be
that.
a sticky note guy on everything. I still use sticky notes, but I trying to get them into digital form now, get them up on
Yeah.
that Trello board and be able to see my plan and then be able to document. This is working.
Mm,
This is not. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love using like because some people out there like me, they're visual. I do like for Trello. You hit me up the Trello. I used to use Asana way more, like when I had a bigger team. But my team lessened. I started using mind maps because
Right.
I'm a visual person too. I love mind maps. But even with that, I can get too extravagant with it and then don't get anything done because I'm getting too meticulous with it. So I love when you talked about having a general plan, keep it simple, and just take steps in that direction that you got to go.
That's right.
Love that.
Keeping it simple. That's definitely something that you got to do in life, in a lot of stuff. Some things are so complex that if you can break it down and make it simple, that helps. Keeping it simple is good for consistency because it's easier to take small little steps consistently than it is to take big, huge ones.
By the way, I saw your video this morning that you talked about that, right?
That
Monday moment
is
with
what I was
Monte.
talking about. It tied right into this topic, so it worked out good.
Perfect.
Consistency and imperfect action. So you remember that your action doesn't have to be perfect. It's easier to be consistent with it. That could be
Right.
a big hang up for a lot of people. It's like, oh, I wanted to do this, but I wasn't quite ready, or I didn't have the thing, and so therefore, if I did it, it wouldn't have been perfect, and so I'm not going to do it at all.
Right.
It's like, no,
And that's
just do it anyway.
right. Do it anyway. Take the imperfect action. I love that. And that's we as people, we need that more. I mean, yeah, we want to be thoughtful. We want to be wise about what we do, but we don't want to be paralyzed and not do anything. Start and do
Right.
something. I find that when I do that, I'm getting insight as I go. Like I have my plan, I got some insight, but I'm not going to get the other insight of the overall picture and with I'm not going to get it without taking the steps I need to take. And those steps, every step I take, I get more revelation on what needs to happen or what things look like. And also how I feel about it and how others feel about it. My target audience feels about it. I find that,
Yes. Yes. That relevancy as you carry forward.
Mm.
And that plan part, that imperfect plan, that 3-point plan, whatever. I mean, that's to keep you from jumping into something. When you say imperfect action, just do something. It's like, yes, but I mean, you need to have your 3 basic plans or the 3 basic steps of your plan in place first, so that you're not leaping off the edge. There are times when risk is good and taking a leap is a good choice, but those are selective decisions, not just every time I do something, I'm just going to do it. At least plan a little bit, because you can't analyze your trajectory if you don't know where you started and where you're going. So you need at least a little bit of a plan, a little bit of a map, so that you can adjust your course and so that you can analyze and say, oh yeah, that was great. Next time I'm going to do that again.
Right. I love it. And that's so important because I find even with when I'm doing business, so many things sometimes can go so fast. And then life, you got family and kids and,
Technology.
if you have grandkids, technology. Oh, don't get me started with that. I told you about my situation, what happened when I was teaching my movement classes last Saturday. Just everything stalled on me. And I was like, okay, guys, thanks for being patient. That's all I can do and try to figure it out.
Yep. And that's where you make your plan and, I can't carry forward with my plan. That's why if you make too meticulous of a plan, you've wasted your time a lot of times because you can't carry forward with it. You have to adjust.
Right. Got to make the adjustments. I love that. And I love that order: plan, action. And I love but so for you, as far as with taking the action, are there any I want to say triggers or things that prompt you to take action, like even on your worst day where you're like, I don't feel like doing anything, or I don't feel motivated to do anything?
Yeah, I've actually have a different accountability partner who brought this up, and she said, just make a point of opening up the software or opening up the Word document or putting on your shoes and stepping out onto the front walk if you're not feeling like going for a walk. It's like just walk to the end of the driveway. Whatever it is, just open it up. And I found I said, okay, I'll try it. It's like, so I was sitting there thinking, oh, I really need to write this thing. And I don't really feel like doing it. So let me just open up copyandcontent.ai, get it open. And then it was there. It was like, oh, well, let me just click on this thing. Oh, and there's these things to fill. Oh, okay. Now, and an hour went by and I'd written 2 things. So that's my little tip there is just get that first little step started. Again, it's imperfect action. I'm not trying to be perfect on the whole thing. I'm not trying to accomplish the whole goal. I'm just trying to get a little bit going, push the rock over the edge, and then it just goes. It's amazing how much that helps.
Right. I love that. I think about for me, I like the idea of just simply making up my bed. I've heard that, in the military and all that stuff. And I find, on my worst day, it's just so helpful, simply doing that. And even thinking about something simple like that is helpful because it's like I said, so much comes towards you with life and work and all these different things. But if I can do that, I can get ready, I have my devotional time in the morning time, and then I'm off to the races. Because sometimes I have to if the summertime, my schedule switches off. I have to get my kids to camp, and then I get to work. But I try to get a little work done before and then get the kids off and then get back to work. So I switch it up a little bit. But for me, the first thing is making up that bed. Simply making up the bed.
It's that, okay, I'm symbolizing that I'm done with sleep and I'm moving on. It's a little action type of thing. And you can even take that imperfect action to that. It's like, oh, I'm behind schedule. I really don't have time to make the bed. So just throw the covers up and smooth them out really quick. It's like, hey, that's better than not making it.
Right.
Right. And that way, the next morning, you don't have to come back from I didn't do it at all. It was hey, this morning I can do it proper. Yesterday I had to slap it together. Today I can do it proper.
Right. And I love that. And that's that element of learning, that learn part.
Right. Yep.
Love it.
So I like the Bruce Lee quote.
Yes.
Bruce Lee says, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily towards your goal. And that's that, at least one definite move. That's that imperfect action. It doesn't have to be a specific, just something. Move forwards. A checkbox. Right. You can have a little checklist of here's what I want to do today. Make bed. Done. Right. Seems silly. Seems little. It's like I do it every day. Why do I need to have a checklist on there? Because you get to check it off and your brain goes, woo!
Right. I love that too. And the way in which you did it, because, on my side of things, what I do with the confidence coaching with camera, you got to get excited. You got to amp yourself up. And some people look at that as hype, which that word, I'm a fan of that word, actually. Because if you can hype yourself up to do something, you just got to be consistent and follow through with it, which some people don't do. But if you can hype yourself up, you're showing yourself you have the power to motivate yourself as opposed to looking to be motivated by other people and just picking up your phone and being motivated by other people all the time and being a content consumer as opposed to a creator.
Right. Contributor. Absolutely.
Right. So if you can motivate yourself and do that, little things like that, it makes such a huge difference to everyday life.
Yeah. And that definitions of words, because a lot of people think hype is a bad thing. Like you started out, some people, that's that connotation because, oh, that's just a bunch of hype.
Right.
It's like, but words can have more than one meaning for more than one person. And in this circumstance, that you hype yourself up, it's self-affirmation. There's a bunch of different words for it, but your brain will make things happen. So whatever you tell your brain, that's what's going to happen. Maybe not, it's not magic, not instantly, but if you tell yourself that, I'm no good, I'm lazy, I'm procrastinate all the time, then that's what your brain locks onto and will think about for most of the time. So if you can just tell yourself, oh yeah, I may procrastinate, but I can get past this. You don't have to be that I'm super cheerful and positive and everything's wonderful and I'm the best person on the planet.
Right.
That's a little far. But if
Yeah.
you can just bring it from the negative side a little bit more into the positive side, instead of I can't do this, of it's difficult for me to do this. Just that little bit, your brain goes from he can't do it to I just have to work hard.
Right. You got to strike that balance.
That's right. Balance in all things.
Balance in all things. Yes.
That'll be one of our topics for sure.
Yes. Oh, totally. We got to do that. We got to do that
Absolutely.
soon. We have to do that
Definitely.
soon.
Yeah. So I think we covered the keeping it simple part. We're gonna get the next logical step. Don't always need everything done before you get started, because you can always improve. You can always add. You can always adjust. In fact, like I was saying earlier before the show, I like this quote: "You can't adjust your course if you're not moving." It's like, that sounds so cheesy, but it's so profound because it's so true. It's like you have to be moving forward to adjust your course. And
right.
So if you're afraid of being in the wrong direction and you don't move, well, then you can't get in the right direction.
Right. That's true. I love that quote though. That's brilliant, You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving forward with what you need to do. And that's anywhere, any place in life too. Any part of your life, you gotta be like that.
That next logical step. Again, not just rushing forward, not just doing to be doing because I need to be doing, or else I'm not motivated. Right. No, well, that's not motivation. That's just extra energy. Motivation has some sort of goal in mind. If you're motivated to do something, if you're just energetic and doing stuff, that's different. That's not bad. It's different.
Yeah. You're going to get tired too.
Some people work that way. They're just super energetic and they get stuff done. They don't have to try and be motivated. They don't have to try and plan anything out because they're just always going.
Right.
And that's fine. That works for them. But for some of us, like myself, who always going is not the normal mode of operation.
Right.
I got to get myself going, and that requires some motivation.
Right.
When the kids were at home, real quick, when the kids were at home, motivation came easy. Kids moved out, and suddenly it's like, all of these responsibilities and all these people looking up to me, needing me aren't there, and it becomes more difficult to maintain motivation.
Right. I tell you though, everyone needs a recharge at some point though. Even if you're one who keeps going, you gotta. I'm a firm believer of that. Everyone needs that point where they need to restart and get motivated again. That's just our makeup.
Yes.
Like I tell you what, as an artist, that's how it used to be for me. I was an artist and a talent agent. Artist for 33 years, talent agent for a few years, and even when I went out to go to different record companies, that's what I had to do. Go to record companies, go to production studios to drop off stuff for my clients, other artists. And, and it was in New York City. So I had to keep going. It was you're going all over the place. You're keeping up, but I had to have my points of recharge, and I had to get motivated at the beginning of the day, which is really early, by the way. Side note.
Right.
But everyone needs that point to get started again.
Do you find it easier to get motivated after you've taken a break?
That's a good question. I find it harder sometimes.
Do you?
But actually, yes and no, because I find it harder. I answer that part first. I find it harder because once I stop, I'm like, I want to rest now. I want to chill and relax.
Yep.
I don't feel like getting back up. So it depends on what I do. Now, I also answered a yes with that because, if I use a tool like the Pomodoro technique, where you're timing yourself for the first 25 minutes, for those who don't know, time yourself for the first 25 minutes, take a quick break and do something you can celebrate, do some exercise or whatever, and then do another 25 minutes break and then another, 15 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. when I do stuff like that, I have a momentum, I have a pace that I'm going with, even when I take a break. So if I'm intentional about taking my breaks, I'm like, I got some momentum already. I got this, that done. And I'm ready to do the next section of things. Let's go. So all depends. If I'm intentional, great. If I'm not intentional,
Consistency ties right in there. When you can be in
True.
your consistent pattern, then your motivation comes easy. And it's a balance also, because you need the time off, but too much time, then it's really hard to come back. But
Right.
I just had a thing a week or two ago where I was talking about taking time off and letting go, so that way your brain can recharge. Because I found that I actually can gain momentum back really fast if I take the proper amount of break. And so and I say proper amount of break because that's different for different people in different situations.
Right. Good point.
So there are times when a person their body may need a nap, for whatever. I got up earlier than normal. I did more physical exercise than normal. I went and helped my friend move, and now my back hurts, whatever. So maybe you'd need to take a little extra time. But other times, maybe I'm feeling a little stressed. I don't have enough time. I can't take a half-hour break. I'll take 15 minutes. Again, that consistency and that just get started. It works on breaks too. It's like, okay, well, I'll just do a little break so that my brain can take a break, so I can look at things from a new perspective. And I find that momentum will come back very quickly because it has a fresh perspective. If you wait too long, then it has too far to go, and it takes a while to get the momentum going. But if it's just a little short break, it's kind of like that. When in the old days, they had the wheel, just a hoop, and you had a stick, and you would hit it. I mean, that's before me even. I'm not quite that old, but still, I remember seeing it in the TV shows. And, so it's kind of like that. It's like you need to consistently hit this thing, and you need to hit it consistently the same way so that it keeps going. And you can adjust your course a little bit. If you need to take a rest, it'll keep going a little bit, or maybe you're going uphill, so you can't rest right now. But when I get to the top, all right, now I'm going to rest.
Right. Now I have a question for you. Are you a fan of taking naps during the even when you're working, like in the day?
No, no, that definitely throws my momentum way off. However, I brought that up as an example because there are times when you need to break out of your normal routine. And there have been times when I've like, oh man, I am not functioning. I need to do this thing, and it's going to take me, this half an hour thing is going to take me 2 hours. I'll take a 30-minute nap and come back and get it done in 30 minutes, and I'm still an hour ahead of where I've been if I just tried to push through it.
Yeah.
So not normally, because getting up from naps is like, oh, I don't want to do anything now.
Right.
But sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. For me, I don't always get a chance to, but for me, it depends on what I have on my plate. Like lately, I haven't done it a lot, but in a general sense, I love to do it. But I won't take more than 30 minutes. I'll do like 20 minutes, 25 power nap really quick. And then I have to get up because once I get over that 35 minutes, 40 minutes, forget it. It's a wrap. Do something else. Go watch a movie or something, so.
Has something to do with the brain activity, REM type of sleep and that type of thing. If you sleep too long or rest too long, you fall down into that lower mental rate.
Right.
And that's what you're trying to do, that balance of, I need a nap where I can rest a little bit and put my brain into that I'm almost dreaming state, and then wake up. And that's where it's easy to get motivated again because your brain is active.
Right.
You go a little bit longer and you sink down into that deeper sleep. Then you have to actually wake up when you get up. And then it feels like you're starting the day over, and that's really unmotivating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who likes that?
Not too many. Not too many. People who like challenges. I know.
Yeah.
I'll take an extra long nap today and see if I can. No.
No, I'm good. Probably another day. Next year.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Imperfect Action.
Imperfect action.
And account or consistency.
Right.
Yeah. And then keeping it simple. They all tie together. They all
Yes.
really tie together.
Right.
Once
so,
you get moving, then you can add some complexity into it. But you don't need no complexity when you're first getting started, because that's unmotivating.
right. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Absolutely.
I got a question for our audience. For those who might be watching the replay, or you might be listening to this, let us know in the comment area. How is it for you as far as getting things done? When you need to get projects done for your business or even in personal life, what do you believe in taking imperfect action? And what is that process like for you?
Yeah, what is that process? Everybody looks at things a little differently, so it's great to analyze other viewpoints.
Right.
Because something that works for you there may be something else that'll work better. But when something's working for you, you're not looking for a replacement because it's working. But if someone else happens to point out a really great idea that's going to save you an extra 20% of your time, whatever that time is, I mean, that's worth looking at.
Sure, I'd look at it.
I've picked up several habits or tendencies from other people just because, and it wasn't even that I was looking or they were trying to teach. It was just hey, we're talking. And what do you think about this? Oh, I do it like this. Really? Huh? I'll have to look into that.
Right. I get that from you. I get inspiration from you, and we're talking in our accountability times,
Yeah. And vice versa. Absolutely.
Put it the right way too.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Hey, it's imperfect action.
That's
all
right.
Good.
That's what you got to do.
Right on.
Well, what else do we have on the plate? That's our 5 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Make a plan. Keep it simple.
Right on.
Take some action. Keep it simple. Learn from your action.
Right.
Map that out. Mapping that out. What does that mean? Let me talk about that a little bit. Mapping out what we're learning. That's saying, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I wanted to accomplish. This is what actually happened. And then, you don't necessarily have to write it down, but the point of this is identifying that means I want to do this more or I want to do it less. And that's the mapping process. So you just basically keeping it simple, mapping out. Do I want to do this more or less? And less could be not at all, or less just might be less often.
Right.
And then once you've mapped that, then you just repeat 2, 3, and 4. Action, learn, map. Take your little bit of action, learn from it, map it out. Do it again until you're like, hey, I'm done. I've accomplished my goal. It only took me 40 iterations of action, learn, map. That's okay because you accomplished the goal. You learned all those things. Then the next time around, it won't take you 40 times because you've already gone through it.
Right. And I love that. It's so super key because it's important for us as we're going through the process, right? Also, it's also for the people who are on our teams. It's for the people who are teaching, we're coaching. Because if we make a pathway or we work a proven pathway, either way, we're able to share that with other people. We're able to create templates and share that with other people so that they can avoid the obstacles that we came across.
Right. Again, there's that, hey, I didn't even look at it that way. Just someone else's viewpoint. And it's like, so I can avoid that thing that they encountered because now I see that they've done it, Or there's the, hey, I've been wasting time. I didn't even realize it.
Right.
Yeah.
Very key. Very key.
Very key.
But to be intentional and be aware, have that awareness that you're able to do that, or that you have, or that's what you should be doing. In my opinion, that's what a business owner should do, because you're always going to have to teach something to someone, whether you're training someone who has to take over what you're doing already, or if you're working with assistants, or if you're, again, like I mentioned, coaching people, so absolutely a key thing.
Yep. Absolutely. Right on.
Right on,
Yeah.
Monte. Some good
Any
points right there.
any comments or questions or anything that we need to take a look at?
Let's see. Well, not at this moment, but if you are watching or listening to the replay, let us know. Let us know what you're thinking. If you have any questions about taking imperfect action, leave it in the comment area. We'll get back to you.
Or if you have any suggestion or something that you do, pop
Right.
that in there for anyone, not just for us.
Right.
You know,
We're
again,
building.
that collaboration and sharing of knowledge.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes
Right
it's not
on.
even knowledge. It's just, this is how I do it. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's just how I do it.
Right. Approaches.
Yeah.
Experimenting.
Yeah. Learning.
There it is right there. Learning. All learning right there.
Yep. If you're not learning, then you're dying.
Well, Monte's bringing the fire today. That's three quotes. Well, you had one from Bruce Lee, then you had another one, and then this one. If you ain't learning, you're dying.
Well, that's I think that's from Stu Smith, or it says something similar to that. So,
shout out to Stu Smith.
Yes, sir.
Stu Smith Fitness. Yes.
I'll take credit for some things, but I got to pass it along to where it's due.
Right there it is. You got to do it. Got to do it. But this was good stuff, Monte. This is some good content right here.
I had a good insight. Went over our list of stuff. Touched base on some other things that we hadn't even thought of yet. So that's that live experience. We didn't rehearse any of this. We just kind of said, hey, let's talk about this topic. Cool. Imperfect action.
Freestyle.
So we are not only talking about it, we are demonstrating it.
Yes.
Demonstrating. So next week when we come back, we're going to be in that learning stage and mapping stage. Well, we're in that now, actually. And so when we come back, we're going to be taking our action again and learning and mapping out on the next one. And we'll just keep doing that for as long as the internet allows us to stream live.
There it is. There it is. Absolutely. And, when we do this, when we're our clients and our people that we coach, it's important for them to see us demonstrating this as well, because we can't just be coaching it and saying, you need to do this, and we're not doing it ourselves.
Right. Yep. It's how is it? Eat your own cookies.
Eat your own cookies.
That's right.
Especially if they got chocolate chips, baby.
Yeah. I'd be a little skeptical too if someone made a batch of cookies up and was like, okay, you eat them.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, wait a second. Do you know if these are any good?
Right. Eat those cookies.
It's like, no, I know. I followed the recipe. They must be good. You eat them.
Right on. Well, I think you covered everything, Monte. This is really good. We got to keep it going. And let us know. What do you say?
I said I had a good time. I enjoy our conversations. So hopefully everyone else did too.
Yes, indeed. And let us know. Give us some feedback. This is a new live stream show that we're doing. And if you like it, let us know. Like and love it, and put like the wow. What do you call them? I want to say icon. If I was doing a website, it'd say icon, right? But click that button. Emoji. There it is. Emoji.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Just give us a comment or something. This is episode number 1. Number 1. So we've only got another 1 million to go.
2 million.
Sounds good. Right on. Well, let's see if someone wants to get confident on video, where are they going to go, Carl?
That's a really good question. If you want to get confident on video, if you need charisma in your approach of being on camera, check out carlalleyne.com and shout me out. Let me know. I'd love to help you out.
That's right. Carl's the man. He's been helping me out. I was never on video before now.
You're doing it.
Having a good time.
Having a great time. That's what we do. And Monte, so let me ask you a question. If people are like me having a hard time getting things started with their websites. They might need some training on how to do, I want to say that. Should I say the word? The name? WordPress. I'm laughing because I was struggling, guys. Monte, I got to say this. Okay. So I've been struggling since 2017 to get my blog up because I love blogging. I'm just passionate about it. And I'm like, Monte, dude, you got to help me out, man. And so Monte gave me step-by-step instructions and walked me through it. You're like, dude, in my mind, you're like the MacGyver of websites. Well, I know some might say the website whisperer. Am I saying that right?
Some have.
Some have. Some, you're like a legend. They're saying multiple things about you. But let me get back to my point. Where would one go if they need that service done, or they want to learn how to do it themselves? Where should they go?
They go to techstrong.info. Right there, TECH.
.info.
That's right.
Yes.
Set you up and help you build your website, whether it's going to be an e-commerce or a blog or just a center hub for everything. Check out Carl's website. He built it himself. I showed him what to do, but he built it. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. So, guys, we'll be back.
We'll be back next week. In the meantime, stay consistent.
Stay consistent. And you listen to a first edition of Get Found,
Be Seen.
There it is. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, guys.